It's 10:06 here on WOUB 1340 AM. Burr Beard with you, Roots and Branches, as we get going here with Radio Free Athens for this Saturday morning. And I'd like to welcome in Megan B. to the studio.
Hey, Burr.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
All right. Let's see, just get in there on that mic.
Right.
Yeah, you got your guitar and everything all tuned up? All right. Well, you're from here in Athens.
Yes.
And you do a lot of touring with your songs?
I do a lot
Across the
of
country?
cross-country travel out to California and the Southwest, and spent some time in Colorado this summer.
And have you been out recently, or have you been back home for a couple of weeks or more?
Yeah, I've been back home maybe 2 or 3 weeks, but I drove across country twice this year, so I'm ready to be home for a little while.
All right. Well, let's hear one of your songs. What have you got for us?
All right, I'll sing you. This is kind of a song about things getting cold and moving on. It's called Yellow, Red, and Gold. I'm lying in my bed. The room is getting cold. Sugar maple leaves are turning yellow, red, and gold outside my window. I can hear the wind blow. And woe is me, I need to walk away from this place. Hang on tight, the moon is bright, and the crops are in a row. And if we work all through the night, we'll harvest everything we've grown. For so long, the days are shorter, and the nights are not so far away from taking the days over. And when it's over, we just can't stay here anymore. And woe is me, I need to walk away. I'm lying in my bed. The room is getting colder. Sugar maple leaves, well, the colors keep getting bolder till they all turn brown. Till they all fall down. Till they all fall down. Till they all fall down.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Good cold weather song.
Yep.
What was that called?
Yellow, red, and gold.
Yeah, harvest and living off your garden. Well, you're a farm. You do farming, and I guess you have a big plot of land somewhere around here, right?
No, actually, I don't. I don't have a plot of land, but I definitely spend a lot of time on other people's land. And when I first started traveling, my first time across country, I did the WOOFing program, Willing Workers on Organic Farms.
Yeah.
And it's a big work trade situation where you can go work on somebody's farm and they'll house you and feed you in exchange for work. So
Wow.
I've done that, and I do have some farmer friends around here that I help out and on their land a little bit too. So yeah, I think having a big piece of land is such a big responsibility, and I couldn't stay in one place that long, but I love getting my hands in somebody else's dirt.
Well, I'm always interested to learn and hear where songs come from songwriters, and where your words and music come from in your life experiences. And I bet those experiences play into your songs quite a bit.
Definitely, yeah. I think, what do they say? What you put in comes back out. So I think everything around us and experiences definitely shape that, especially in my songwriting.
Well, you just had a gig with a songwriter circle here on the campus at Baker Center this past week. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we had an end of the year showcase. It's a great group of people. It ranges, from 3 to 13 people any week, and we meet every Tuesday at 7 p.m. when school is in session, because we use the university. And it's great. It's a great group of songwriters. If you're a songwriter looking for a group, you should come out. We're up in the lounge at Baker Center. But we do weekly prompts, so we write a song a week. We try not to take it too seriously. It's kind of just an exercise to keep the doors open and the juices flowing. And then, so Tuesday was kind of the end of the year because finals week is coming up. So we did a little showcase of stuff we've been working on, and that was really fun. That was really sweet.
And who's the guy that coordinates that? That's
Bruce Dalzell.
Yeah, I've yet to meet him and understand he's been at it for a long time and does a lot for the community through this Tuesday night. And is it an open mic or is that another night?
Yeah, and he runs that open mic too. So that all happens at the Baker Center. Open mic is on Fridays, and then he's also been this year booking Wednesdays as a songwriter artist showcase. So that's happening in the front room on Wednesday. So I played that a couple weeks ago also, but he's always having great people in on Wednesdays, and it's a free show down in the front room, so every week it's somebody different.
So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at the Baker Center.
Yeah, he does a lot. He does a lot for the community here.
Cool. All right, well, how about another song?
All right, I'm going to play, this is one I wrote in that song circle last year around this time. We decided we'd write a holiday song, and this is what I came up with. And I just spent some time down in Peachfork Studio yesterday and did a recording of it, so I'm going to release that next week, so you'll get a little sneak preview here.
Great.
This is called That's Enough. Got a box in the mail, general delivery, up in St. Clair's Pier. An alpaca sweater, the colors of a winter sunset, and it might be the only present I get this year. And that's enough, that's enough. The lights out on Street flickering, children in a church pew snickering, mothers and fathers are all wondering if that's enough. Well, I don't know if my ex-boyfriend loves me anymore, but I'll take responsibility for my part. I don't know if he still loves me anymore, but I'm no longer afraid for the safety of my heart. And that's enough, that's enough. The lights out on Main Street are flickering, children in a church pew are snickering, and the mothers and the fathers are all wondering if that's enough. It's Christmas Eve. It's 5 degrees below, and you're the only one in this town I even halfway know. The snow is piling up on the doorsteps and on the sidewalks, and the wind is blowing a piccolo through the crack in the window. And there's a sofa in the living room by the fireplace, but there's a big bed up the stairs. So we lie together under the comforter, under the canopy. You run your fingers through my hair, and that's enough, and that's enough. The lights out on Main Street are flickering, and the children in the church pew are snickering. That's enough. The day after Christmas, I hang the spare key on the nail, and my boots hit the concrete. I'm all wrapped up in the warm colors of a sunset sweater, and they're taking the lights down on Main Street, 'cause that's enough, that's enough, that's enough, that's enough.
My guest is Megan B. here in the studio on Roots and Branches, WOUB 1340 AM. Wow, nice song. That's enough.
Thank you.
That's, I just was expecting a little bit of maybe the creeping commercialism into Christmas time, but man, great images there. I really like the one about the wind blowing through the crack of a window like a piccolo.
Yeah, you ever hear that happen? That happens sometimes.
Yeah, could definitely picture that. But yeah, and you say you just recorded that in studio?
Yeah, just yesterday down at Bernie Now's studio, down Peachfork Studio.
And do you put out songs individually, like for people to find them and buy the song digitally, or are you working on a new CD?
I am working on a new CD, but it was just timely that I record this one before the holidays.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put this one out next week on Bandcamp and just put it up as a little holiday gift to my fans and put it up for however much you want to pay for it. So.
How long have you been doing this?
Well, I recorded this last Megan B album a year and a half ago, and then before that I was working with a band called Worms and the Decomposers, and we recorded a couple CDs. So the first time, I just was thinking about that, the first time I picked up a guitar was almost 10 years ago, and I just was playing out ever since. So it's kind of, I've been figuring out it as I go, so it's hard to say when I first started. And
your most recent CD is called A Sense of Place.
Yeah.
When did you put this out?
Last November.
Let's listen to a track from that.
Yeah, that would be great. Are you going to play Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a good one. There's a lot of local artists that play on that one, too. Johnny Borchard's playing some leads, and Bill Rollins playing drums, and Terry Dowds is playing bass. It's really fun to work with those guys, and Bernie Now's playing a few things in the background, too.
Is this where you're from?
No. I'm actually from the Toledo area.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people, a lot of connection to Cincinnati around here.
Yeah, well, it's right down the river.
Let's take a listen.
You always
That's music from
You'll hear that
Megan
a
B.
few times as she sets out her idea.
Whoops. Don't need BBC right now. Okay, Megan B here with us here on WOUB. And that's one from your album from the last year called The Sense of Place and Cincinnati. Okay, you're back on. So tell me, you mentioned where you played recently. What kind of shows do you have coming up and where?
Yeah, I'm keeping it real simple the next couple months because I'm going to spend some more time in the studio and just take a break from touring. But I'm excited. December 17th is next Saturday, 2 Saturdays from now. We're having a little benefit down at the Jackie O's Tap Room around 7 p.m. Saturday, the 17th, for the Athens Girls Rock Camp, which is a great local organization that supports younger girls and women growing up with more music and having more music influence and building their self-esteem around music. So we're having a little benefit for that. So I'm playing, and a few other people are playing too. So excited about that one. And then in January, I'll be playing at Donkey Coffee on the 20th. So
20th of January.
yeah.
Do you stay closer to home over the winter, and when will you start looking at traveling again?
Yeah, I'm just starting to book for the spring, and I'll be going out west again in the fall, and then in the spring I'm going to do a little tour down in the southeast, which I haven't been down there in a while, through Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, that area. I love that area, and it's been a couple years since I've toured down through there. I usually go west in the winter, but since I was twice across already this year, I decided to mix it up and take a little break and use the winter to be in the studio. Usually I go to warm places in the winter, and this year all my friends are saying, "What are you doing? Do you want to freeze up there?" So I'm still figuring out if I'm crazy for staying, but so far I've been enjoying myself.
And how many weeks do you tour a year, or do you count by months?
I guess I count by months. I was just thinking that I've been home in Athens for maybe 3 or 4 months out of this year, so I've been out and about quite a bit. You know, and when I tour, it's pretty, it's just me, so I have to do all the driving and the booking and the playing, so I keep it kind of spread out and leave a lot of time in between for going out to some wilderness areas and camping out and seeing some friends and helping out with some other projects, or stopping to see a farm. I still have friends that live on farms that I volunteered on, so I stop and make time to see them and maybe work on the farm for a few days and then go to the next show. So it's more of a lifestyle than a rigorous day-to-day trying to play every night.
Yeah. What an interesting life. Appreciate you being here telling us about that and playing your music. Let's do another song, one more song, Megan.
I'll do another one from A Sense of Place. This is called Into the Desert. Don't follow me into the desert. There's no water. Well, there. And I've brought myself a canteen, but I did not bring any to share. And when the sun goes down at night, you're gonna want something heavy bird's nest that contains my heart. It's hidden, tangled in the ironwood tree, crafted from the thorns of a cactus. So you must enter so carefully. But when you settle in to find it, when your eyes are adjusting to see, I will have hatched and I have grown, and I'll be flying free. Not people sold, traded, or found. Don't tie me down. Don't follow me to the desert. There's no water.
No water left or to share, or maybe even for yourself.
Sometimes it feels like that.
Megan B., and that was Into the Desert from her album A Sense of Place. And it's great having you here on the show this morning.
It's so great to be here with you, Burr. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I guess one place that people can find you around town when you're not touring or playing is working at the Blue Eagle Music Shop.
Yes, I do spend a lot of time there.
And Frank, we have such a great music community here in Athens.
It really is great. And the fact that Blue Eagle has been this kind of centerpiece of that whole community is really beautiful. It's been there since 1971 and still standing strong. In a world where there's internet and online sales, I think it's so important to have a real shop where you can go in and play instruments and then, just go in and see what's going on, see what's new. And I love just the people that come through there. Some people come through that went to school back in the 70s and like, oh, I came here years and years ago. And it's cool that it's there and it's such a big part of the culture and the community.
Yeah, and I guess you get to play a lot of guitars when you're working there too.
To
try them out.
Yeah, just to try them out. But a lot of people think, oh, it must be great. You must just play guitars all day in the shop. But it's not like that at all. There's so much other stuff to do. But I do have to tune up all the guitars and make sure they're good. So I do get to play them all, which is really quite a good perk of the job.
All right. Well, speaking of the music community, there's a group that I want to go out and hear that I've heard a lot about called Stella.
Yeah, they're playing today.
To the early show at 6 p.m.
And
at Casa Cantina. And they're just a very storied band that I'm looking forward to hearing. And you have a benefit coming up December 19th, is it?
17th.
17th, December 17th, a Saturday night at Jackie O's Tap Room. Now, that's the one that's out kind of on the edge of town.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Down
And,
Stimson near the Sonic.
And that's going to feature or be a benefit for young women getting involved in music, and probably a lot of women performers and bands at that one.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a full
schedule
yet, but definitely, yeah.
All right, well, we'll look forward to that. Megan, thanks a lot. Megan B., my guest here on Roots and Branches this